Hola mis amigos, here we are. It is Wednesday, January 14th, 2015, and we are at Penitentes, Argentina. This is the trailhead for the beginning of our 17 to 19 day adventure. So I'll be recording some videos every day, giving a little bit of journal what's going on. So why don't you come along and join me as we go up and ascend Aconcagua, which is the highest mountain in North and South America at 22,841 feet. So vámonos! Hi, this is Glen, and we're at our first camp on our trip to Aconcagua. We're at Pampas de Lenas, and we had a hot, dusty day coming up the trail here. And we finally got our camp set up. Temperature's starting to drop, and we haven't eaten yet. But everybody was really, really strong. I'm really encouraged with our group here. I got one of our teammates here. This is Lindsay.
Hi.
And Lindsay had a little bit of a stressful time. Her flight, she missed her flight, or it was canceled. Is that what it was?
It was canceled because of the icy weather.
Yeah, she comes from Indiana. So she missed her flight, and she didn't get in until the day that we were actually leaving from Mendoza. So she's here, and she's also our resident doctor here. She's an ER physician in Indianapolis. In fact, I was going to have her take a look at my finger here, Lindsay. I dropped the rock on it when I was setting up. What do you think?
Pretty serious.
Oh God.
I'm gonna have to take it off.
Oh God, it's got to be amputated.
Got a kit in the tent. Let me go grab that.
Oh shoot. Okay. Well, this is getting pretty serious, folks. So anyway, we'll be doing a video each day, and hopefully we'll do a little short segment with each one of the teammates. So we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
See ya.
Well, here we are. We're on our second day, and we're at the Casa Pedra, which is the House of Stone, and we've been coming up the last 2 days through the Valle Vaca, which is the cow valley. And today was a really sunny day, but we had a nice breeze, so it wasn't so hot today as it was yesterday. But we got into our camp here, and it's pretty windy, so most of us, it's already it's getting close to 8 o'clock. Most of us already got into our tent just to get out of the wind. And I've got my tent mate here with me with Floyd, and Floyd's from Texas. And Floyd, tell us what's the highest peak that you've been up?
The highest I've been 19,341, Kilimanjaro. Did that this past summer, and so hopefully I can make it a couple thousand feet higher here. Pretty
cool. So I think that's what everybody's out here for, is trying to get something a little bit higher. So they put Floyd and I together because we seem to be the snorers, so I don't know what that's about. And all the other people's tents are away from us. What do you think that's all about?
Yeah, they set us off in a silo by ourselves.
Yeah, I can understand that. So anyway, tomorrow we cross the stream. Fortunately, we don't have to wait across it. We're going to get a mule ride, and then we're going to go up to base camp. So the next report will be up at base camp, almost at 14,000 feet. So see you tomorrow night. This is Glen. We're on our third day. We got up to base camp, and we left the Casa de Piedra this morning. It was a really cold morning. We started stirring somewhere between 5:30 and 6 a.m. in the morning, and slammed down some oatmeal and broke the tents and got going right away. We were fortunate we didn't have to do the stream crossing and wade through it this time. We actually used the mules to help us get across. From there we went up this valley. Had fantastic views of Aconcagua. And it was hot and dry again, like it was the first day. But here we are at base camp, just under 14,000 feet. We got all our stuff set up. This is Gerald from New Jersey.
Gerald from Jersey.
So Gerald, tell us a little bit about your mountain experience, some of the highest peaks you've done.
Okay, I started off for my 50th birthday. I was watching some television, and my wife was actually watching some television, National Geographic. She saw somebody climbing the Grand. I thought that looked interesting. And on the credits, Exum mountain guides popped up. So I called them and talked to them what it would take to climb the Grand, and they said, come on out. And that was my first climb. Since then, I've been back to the Grand 3 times. I've done 2 different routes to Owen Spalding in the upper, what is it? It's the Upper Exum Ridge. I've also done Mount Hood. I climbed that and skied down it. I've been on Rainier a couple of times.
Right.
I've been up to Denali. Summited Denali in 2013 with RMI as well. And Aconcagua just seems like the natural progression for me. So I plan to continue doing this and celebrating, and it's just awesome. And meeting people like Glen and the team is one of the perks of mountaineering.
Yeah. If you're not familiar with Denali, for you neophytes, that's Mount McKinley, and that's a peak that's also over 20,000 feet. I forgot to point out in an earlier video that Lindsay had also done Denali. So, and I've done 20 with Chimborazo. So we got a few people here that have done 20,000, and then Kilimanjaro at 19. So we got a lot of experience. This is a strong team. Okay, so I think that's it. Hasta luego. Ciao. We'll see you mañana.
Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Glen. We're up at base camp. We're at 13,800 feet, and this is our rest day. We're trying to acclimatize to the high altitude, and so we had a wonderful breakfast this morning. The guides had made. We had a scrambled egg mix and some breakfast bread, I guess is what it was. We also spent the day preparing for heavy packs tomorrow. We're going to do a carry up to our first camp, Camp 1. So we're probably going to have about 50-pound packs, and we're going to come back down tomorrow. We'll rest, do another video. So I got one of our guides with us. This is Billy, and he's a second assistant. And so Billy, tell us a little bit about where you're from, and then also what interests you about being a climbing guide.
So originally I'm from New York. I grew up back east, and I moved to Utah when I finished college about 5 years ago. And for the past 3 years, I've been working as a ski guide in Utah, backcountry ski guide. And this past summer, I started working for RMI as a climbing guide for them, and spent the summer working on Rainier, and am now finding myself working for them here in Aconcagua, which is not my first time down in the Andes, but it's my first time on the mountain. And I've been loving it so far. I think for me, one of the big things that I like about guiding is I get to meet a lot of people, and I like that. And I like meeting people, I like hanging out with people, and I like hanging out with them in cool places. And one of the big things for me is I get to share my passion with those people. So, I mean, it's kind of a win-win. Who wouldn't want to basically meet a bunch of awesome people and get to show them what you like to do?
Yeah.
And then take them to cool places. I think one of the original ideas of guiding was to be able to take people places that they couldn't necessarily do on their own, but I don't think it's necessarily that. I think it's more that you get to provide an experience for people that would have been harder for them to do on their own.
Yeah, we're having a great experience here right now. We've been here this is our 4th day now, so yeah, because we had 3rd day, we got here for our 4th day. So anyway, that's our video update for today. We'll give you one after we get back from tomorrow carry. I'm sure we're going to be really beat. Be our first really hard day, but we'll talk to you then. Bye. Well, this is Glen. This is day 5 of our trip on Aconcagua. And we had quite an exciting day. This was our day to do our first carry to Camp 1 at 16,200 feet. But we woke up this morning, and one of our team members, Autumn, she came down with high altitude pulmonary edema. And so she had to be helicoptered out of here down to Mendoza right away. So they called in a rescue helicopter, took care of that. And also her father, Tony, went down with her, and it was fortunate. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do a video of them because it was neat having a father-daughter team on here. So anyway, after that was taken care of, we regrouped, and we carried a huge cache of equipment and food and climbing stuff and fuel and pots and pans and tents and everything that we'll need up on the high on the mountain. So we started probably about 11 o'clock. We just got back. It's about 7 o'clock, and I just changing here, trying to get cleaned up, so we're going to have some dinner here pretty soon. But it was a real hard, arduous day, but we all got up to Camp 1. We cached all of our equipment, and then we came back down with very, very light packs. So tomorrow is going to be a rest day, which we're all looking forward to, and this process helps us acclimatize with the high altitude. So anyway, that's it for now. I'll check in tomorrow on our rest day, which is day 6. See you later. Well, this is Glen. This is our 6th day on our trip on Aconcagua. As I mentioned in our last video, we had our carry up to Camp 1. And so we're back at base camp now. We're having a rest day. We've got a beautiful sunny day on the mountain. So hopefully the weather will hold. So I got two of our other guides here. I already introduced Billy as our second assistant guide, but we got Billy. Here's our senior guide. Then we got Katrina here. And they happen to be a couple. That's pretty cool for that. Isn't that cute? So anyway, I'm curious about what got them in the guiding and what they like about being a guide.
You want to go first? Yeah. All right, I'll go first. I guess for me, just what got me into guiding was passion for mountains and being outside and mountain climbing and skiing and trying to find a way to dovetail that into my professional life. And then as I got into it, I realized the challenges of guiding are far beyond just navigating the mountain environment, but the human one is probably the most, I mean, it sounds like a cliche, but it's just the most rewarding. To take folks and they're on vacation and to get something more than just sitting on the beach and relaxing, to really push themselves and achieve something that they may have dreamed about or like read about in magazines or whatever, and to help people achieve that and realize that is probably like the most satisfaction I get.
Very good. How about you, Katrina?
I got into guiding because I was pretty sick of sitting at a desk all the time.
Understand that.
So I had to find something new, different option, and I had some friends who did it, and they put a bug in my ear, so here I am. I think I really like Billy. I found that it's challenging in ways I didn't expect. It's challenging to figure the people out, I think, which is what's fun. You can climb the same mountain a dozen times and have a different trip every single time because you're climbing it with a different team. So it stays really fresh, and you learn a lot about people and how tough and resilient they are, and it's actually pretty inspiring to see people work that hard and really put a lot of effort into something. So
Very
I really
good.
like that part.
And they were really helpful yesterday. We had a really hard carry day at Camp 1, and they were just great motivators. So anyway, tomorrow the climb really starts because now we're actually going to move up to Camp 1. So I'll give you an update once we get up to Camp 1. Well, this is Glenn. This is still day 6 of our trip. I decided to do a second video because I've got 2 more people to do that are in our team, and I figured it would be a little bit easier to do it now than up at high camp. So with us, I've got Corel and I also have Lucy. They're both from Virginia, and I think it covers everybody on our team right now. So they've got some really interesting experiences and some adventures they have in their life along the mountain. So I'd like to have them tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, well, we started 6 years ago. A friend of ours started recruiting women to go on a trip to Kilimanjaro, and we had never thought about doing anything like this before. But so 11 of us went to Kilimanjaro and with RMI, and it was really great, and that was kind of the start of it all. And that was 6 years ago. And unfortunately, 7 of the 11 of us got sick from something food related. But we all made it to the top anyway, and it was a great trip.
Very good. Lucy, anything you want to add?
I was one of the lucky ones that didn't get sick. But it was a wonderful trip, and we all really enjoyed climbing together, and so we planned our next adventure was to Rainier, where I'm pretty sure it was the whole group again, and plus one unfortunate gentleman who came and did not expect to find 11 women who already knew each other. But we had a great time doing Rainier, and kind of got the bug after that. And we had planned the following year to go to Elbrus, but they were having unrest in Russia at the time. So the trip got canceled and switched over to Ecuador. And so at that point it wasn't everybody. It was us and Elsie. It was 3 of us at that point. Went to do the Coyambe and Cotopaxi in Ecuador. And they were wonderful. Coyambe was great, but Cotopaxi was really spectacular. The ice formations and just the views and just the pure coolness of the whole thing was
And on top of that, they've also trekked up to base camp and on Mount Everest, and you both have done Island Peak, which is almost 21,000 feet. So our whole team here's got tons of experience and varied experience, and it really showed yesterday our Carry Day Log experience. So anyway, that's everybody that's on our team. I'll be seeing you up at Camp 1, and we'll go from there. Well, this is day 7 on our Aconcagua adventure. We left the comforts of base camp. We had been there for 4 nights, and now today we moved up the rest of our gear up to Camp 1. As if you recall from the other video 2 days ago, we moved a cache up here. So we came back up here, and everybody's packs was probably a little bit different as far as weight. Mine seemed a lot lighter than when we brought our cache up. So anyway, we're now at Camp 1. We're at 16,200 feet. It's very sunny out, and the temperature is pretty nice, but it's actually very windy. So Floyd and I, we're just hanging out in the tent right now, trying to just waiting for dinner and just relax a little bit. So I don't think there's nothing else much more to report on. Tomorrow we'll be doing a move up to Camp 2, and then we'll come back here, stay a day for acclimatization. So that's it for today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hi, it's Glenn. It's day 8 on our Aconcagua expedition, and we had quite a windstorm last night. Our tents were shaking pretty violently. We woke up this morning, the wind was still pretty strong, but it was a completely clear sky, so we decided to go ahead with our plan, which was to do a carry. We're at 16,200 feet, and we wanted to carry some of our food and some of our fuel and some of our climbing equipment that we'll use high up on the mountain up further. So we did that today. We actually went up to what would be Camp 2 at 18,000 feet, and we cached a bunch of gear, and then we came back down to 16,200 feet. So if you're wondering why we're doing this, the process is that we're climbing high and sleeping low. It allows us to acclimatize to the altitude. And so we all did pretty well at 18,000 feet. We could feel the altitude, but everybody's going along pretty well. So we're back down at Camp 1, and we're at 16,200 feet. Tomorrow is going to be a rest day before we go up to Camp 2. And actually, it's time for me to go have dinner, so I'll see you tomorrow. Hi, this is Glenn. This is day 9 of our adventure in the Aconcagua. I'm a little out of breath running back from the camera. We're at 16,200 feet. So today was our rest day after we did our carry up to 18,000 feet for Camp 2. So today we're just kind of hanging around, acclimatizing to the higher altitude. I've been feeling really, really good. The training I've done for the last 6 months has just paid off tremendously, especially going up to the 14,000 foot peaks in the Cajas. Hopefully you can see some of the great views that we have behind us of the Andes. Tomorrow, when we get up to 18,000, hopefully I'll show you get some pictures, maybe a video of the spectacular views that we have of the Andes up there. We had a real windy night again, but fortunately when we woke up it was down to a breeze, and right now it's very, very calm. In fact, it's a little hot. We've been in and out of our tents, trying to stay out of the heat. Sometimes we come out to cool off, but mostly just been hanging around with new friends up here and just sort of talking politics and religion and all sorts of other things. So anyway, doing really, really strong. I'm really pleased with my conditioning, pleased with how I'm performing out here. The rest of the team is performing really, really well. My confidence level is really high that if the weather's good, that all of us should make it to the summit. So anyway, next time we'll be seeing you will be at Camp 2 at 18,000 feet. Hi, this is Glenn. Hopefully you can hear me with the wind, the roaring of the water. This is day 10 of our Aconcagua climb. This was a carry day. We moved from Camp 1 to Camp 2, which was about 1,800 feet elevation gain. And we're now at 18,000 feet. So we got the altitude here now. In the back you can actually see a bit of the summit and the Polish glacier that's coming down. Everybody here is feeling the altitude. I've actually, all my nights, 9 nights on the mountain, I've slept really good. I haven't had any problem with the altitude. And this will be a good test tonight to see how I do at 18,000 feet. Haven't had any problem with the carry. All the training and everything that I've done at the in Ecuador has really paid off. Weather's really sunny right now. We've got some spectacular views of the Andes. I'll take some pictures later on that. We've heard a rumor that there's supposed to be bad weather coming in Sunday evening, and right now we're scheduled to climb Monday morning, so that would put in a conflict with that, so we might have to hold up for some weather days. Anyway, that's it for today. Tomorrow will be a rest day here at 18,000 feet to acclimatize, so we'll see you tomorrow. Well, hi, this is Glen. This is day 11 of our Aconcagua climb. We're at Camp 2. We're at 18,000 feet. And I'm doing fantastic at this elevation. The conditioning and all the altitude training that I did in Cuenca has really paid off. A couple other people are struggling, but I think everybody's going to be doing really well. Today was supposed to be a carry day to, a carry day moving some of our supplies to Camp 3, and then we would come back down, have a rest day tomorrow, and then move up. We decided as a group that we had very little gear to actually leave up there, so we're taking today as a rest day. We're going to eliminate the carry day, and then we're going to move up to Camp 3 tomorrow. What that means is we're going to be a day ahead of schedule, and so we'll move tomorrow up to Camp 3, and then hopefully the following day we'll make an attempt on the summit. The weather forecast for the next 2 days is really exciting. It looks very good, so we're all pretty pumped that we're going to be able to have a good day for the summit. As you see in the background, we got a spectacular view of the Argentina Andes, and just off over to the left, there's we can actually oversee into Chile and some of the mountains over there. Right now things are going great today. Everybody's just resting. We're repacking things, determining what we're going to cache here, not take up further on the mountain. Just drink lots of water, have lots of food. So our next report will be tomorrow. We'll be at our highest camp, which will be Camp 3. That'll be 19,600 feet. So we'll see you then. Well, hello. This is day 12 of our Aconcagua expedition. It's pretty exciting. We're up at Camp 3. We're at 19,600 feet. This will be our highest camp, and we'll be here for 2 days. We just got up here probably about early afternoon, and we got the tent set. Maybe you can see our camp back here. Our plan is to go for the summit tomorrow. The weather forecast looks good, so I don't know what our plan is for getting up, but I know we're going to leave around 4 a.m. The plan is it takes about 8 hours to make the summit, and maybe 3-4 hours coming on back down. We're feeling the altitude here, but everybody did really good. So tomorrow we're just going to keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully everything is going to work out. So the next video will either be on the summit. I'm hoping I'll do a video on the summit, or a video on the tent, one way or the other. So we'll be seeing you shortly. Well, it's day 13 on our Aconcagua expedition, and we made it to the summit. We're here, and we had a fantastic day. We woke up about 4 o'clock in the morning, and we had clear skies. Right now there's a little bit of a storm up here. I'll sort of pan around, and I'm going to have to be careful so I get my crampons on, so I might feel dirty here. We've got a beautiful view. You can see the team in the back celebrating. I'm probably not talking very clearly because of the altitude here, and I'm pretty tired. It was well, it kicked my butt is what it did. It was a really tough climb. So anyway, I'll give you a little bit more update later on. Right now I need to catch my breath, get some drinks, get some food, take some pictures, and then we'll head on down. So I sound tired, but very ecstatic. So talk to you later. Well, this is Glen. This is a follow-up from the summit video. We're back at our Camp 3, and we've got Gerald and Floyd in here.
Got my butt hit.
We're feeling pretty whooped right now. We actually had a 12-hour day. We started climbing, or left camp around 5 in the morning, and we didn't get back till 5 o'clock. So the climb itself was, when we got there, was 1:15. We spent 45 minutes up there. So we're all feeling pretty thrash-like now, like maybe Destin was
I
pretty
remember
good.
that. So we were on top at 115.
115 is where we were at.
115, 126. 126 at 115.
So we woke up in the morning. We had a great. It was perfectly clear. The stars were out. It was just great. We left at let's see. We woke up at 3. And we left at 5 o'clock. The weather was just fantastic on the mountain. So we have some snow flurries toward the end. And but we were on the summit. It was really nice, clear. So we're all feeling pretty whipped, and we're going to be heading out here. And see, oh, Billy the guide's here. Yes, question. So anyway, we're done with the video.
Reconfirm.
Well, it's day 14 on our Aconcagua trip. We've started our aggressive descent off of the mountain. We left Camp 3, our high camp, which is at 19,600 feet, and dropped all the way down past Camp 2, Camp 1, and ended up in base camp this afternoon. So we're now at 13,800 feet. Everybody was feeling pretty tired and pretty sore after that descent, but everybody's pretty ecstatic because we made the mountain. For dinner we had a steak and salad, and it was funny because everybody actually preferred the salad over the steak. So I think we're looking forward to having some fresh fruit and vegetables when we return. We also had some beer last night. We had some Andes beer, and so that was pretty good. So everybody's turning in early for bed tonight. We've got another aggressive day out today. We're going to go from base camp all the way down into the Valley de Vacas, and then go out to our very first camp where we're going to have our asado. So anyway, turning in, and we'll see everybody tomorrow. This is day 15. We just came out of the Relenus Valley. This is our last view of Aconcagua. Just completed a stream crossing, and so now we're going to be heading down the Vacas Valley, and we're probably just 4 hours or so away from our camp. So we'll see you in camp. Bye. So here we are. It's the end of day 15 on our Aconcagua trip, and we're having our traditional asado here. So I'll pan around so that you can see everybody here is enjoying the food. So we've got some carne and some pan, and we've got some wine, and behind you can see these gauchos that are grilling the food for us. We put in a long, hard day on our trip, and this is all feeling pretty good. So last time you should be hearing from me is tomorrow when we're at the trailhead. So, buena noche. Well, my friends, it's day 16, and here we are. It's our last day, and we're at Punta de Vacas, which is where we started our trip 16 days ago. Hopefully you can hear me. It's a bit breezy here. But we had after our asado dinner last night, we all slept under the stars, and we had a wonderful evening looking at the southern sky. It was beautiful. Fortunately today it's been mostly breezy, so that we were able to cool down a little bit in the heat. I think we're all pretty excited to be back here. Also a little bit emotional about completing our Aconcagua expedition. It's a brutal 3 days coming out. It was hard 3 days. It was aggressive. On a personal note, I'm very anxious to see my wife Kathy again, and I love her so much. And I think right now we're about ready to get our stuff off the mules, load them in the van, and then we're going to go have some lunch, and then head on back down to Mendoza, where we'll spend 3 days getting cleaned up and rested. I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed the video journal of our climb. And for me, it's been an amazing journey. It's one of my goals and dreams to do, but frankly, I'm glad it's